Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Today I'm Ben Coffee, joined once again by Jimmy, Jason, and like always, Fluff.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, beautiful people?
And today's matchup is Jimmy taking on Jason. Jimmy's brought back Whis to our local shop, so it's been a while since we've seen this one. I think we did a profile like maybe 4 weeks ago of it, I think.
Probably. There's some very minor changes, which we'll get into.
And then we got Jason bringing back. So this is kind of the green deck you've been working on, but you've changed the leader to the TB3 Goku leader, correct?
Yeah, the stopping power Sun Goku. Yeah, I changed the leader and a couple of cards as well.
Awesome. So hope you all enjoyed today's matchup. Guys, take it away.
Yeah. So since Whis is somewhat fresh, let's talk about why you changed your leader. We played a couple of friendlies before the tournament, and you were discussing changing it. And was this your first game with the new leader, or you've been testing it before?
No, this is just the first game I played with this leader.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I changed the leader to stopping power from the full size power Sun Goku is one. The GT Goku leader doesn't have as much support for it. In my belief, there probably are some other cards out there. I just haven't seen them. So with that being said, I wanted to try this leader. That way, I threw in a couple of Feet Kamehameha and then the Goku Solar Flare. And I just think that supports the leader a lot better, and then the way I was playing it originally.
Feet Kamehameha is an amazing card. So that's a good choice.
Yeah, it was real scary because he was talking about it before, and he was wanting to use this leader specifically for that in Solar Flare, and he was like, "Yeah, I get like a 35,000 critical attack," and I'm like, "Hey, bro, can you just like stop talking? Like, let's not put that out there right now."
For 2 energy, that could be double strike too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have at least one double strike. It might be Champa, but it might be the Supreme Kai, maybe. I can't remember which one, but I know it's pretty much the same card.
Yeah, just one of people will sharky on, which if anybody does that, they smoke mid, so don't worry too much about it. But I'm using the Dormant to get rid of Ox King, while it's probably not the best play in terms of value, it is a little disruptive on my end because green is so good at being able to KO and clear cards off the field. And in a deck like Whis, where I want to advantage off of having a lot of cards stick around so I can get multiple uses of their auto, getting rid of all of their barrier is a little scary, especially since you have changed the deck so much since I played against you the first time with it, where you were really relying on like the Beautiful Scientist 21 to board a bunch of tokens on my field and get those unnegatable quad strikes. And the deck has kind of come to its own now, and it's not relying on like a more gimmicky idea. I really like where this list is going, and I think it's going to get better and better as the more you play it.
So I need to ask a quick question. I meant to ask it one turn beforehand. You forgot to charge energy on turn 2. Was it just a complete accident, or did you choose to do that out of curiosity?
Me or Jimmy?
You.
Complete accident, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
I didn't even notice.
Well, I was going over the video because Jason went first in this matchup. But now Jimmy has energy lead. Because he just now charged his second energy, and Jimmy will be going to his third turn. So it really threw me off.
I didn't even notice that in the match.
I didn't either. I just assumed Jimmy went first.
I mean, I did I go first?
No. I'll go back and double check the video. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen like Bancroft's wrong. But I remember
you're not wrong because I saw it. I just wasn't going to mention it.
Well, I mean, someone else is going to see it as well. So, I mean, it's going to be mentioned eventually in the comments. So, I meant to bring it out, mention it earlier. I just completely forgot while we were talking about the decks and stuff.
At the time of recording, it's been 24 hours and like 40 minutes. So
Yeah.
from when this match was recorded. So
I guess I just spaced out. I don't know.
I mean, there was some conversations about G Fuel going on above this table currently during this match. Please sponsor us. The green apple is pretty damn fire. Bancroft can attest for the confetti cake.
Only as right now with vanilla almond milk, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, guys.
We got a little ahead. Okay.
But yeah, so far, because I've only, other than playing this leader with a few other cards, because I took out Android 21. I like the way it runs. It runs a little smoother. So instead of playing other cards to get Surprise Attack Frieza out, I can actually just use the leader on the Awaken side and go that way with it. That way I can focus on Son Goku, the allies in the heart. That way I can kind of play the Frieza cards whenever I feel like, instead of focusing on trying to get them out first and then going to the Son Goku card chain.
Oh, for sure.
So this is this your first time playing against Whis?
Yes.
So I know Jimmy's about to do it in a second. How did it feel playing against this Unison? Because this Unison kind of feel like disrupts your entire strategy almost.
Yeah, I wouldn't really, since I've never played Whis, I didn't know a whole lot about it. So his Unison kind of threw me off for a loop.
Yeah, the Vados Unison, at first glance, you'll probably read it and be like, that sounds all right. But against decks that rely on blockers, it is so insane. And also the fact that it can tap down Unisons as well. There's a lot of Unisons with blocker now. That can be disruptive. Unisons that, have effects when markers are removed from blocker are it's that Vados Unison is just really, really strong right now.
Yeah, I think after you see this game too, you realize that, like, he taps my Krillin almost like every single turn.
Mm-hmm.
That way I wasn't able to actually use the blocker effect to go into the next Gokus.
Any deck that you have a way of stopping your opponent from doing things they want is so crucial. Like, if, for example, in Soul Striker, if you're playing in Soul Striker, if you could stop that Soul Striker from restanding, it just hurts them dramatically throughout the matches. So it's kind of the same effect. Like, if he blows that Krillin up, you're bringing out the 5-drop Goku, right?
Yeah, 5. It's actually 2 different ones too. The one Goku that plays from hand, if I have it, is the Final Showdown Son Goku.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one where it evolves from the 2-drop Goku is the Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku Fist of Fortitude. It's the one I evolved it into.
So this is kind of like one of the dream states for Whis. Having Poutine for the play by skill control, having Vados being able to tap down the blockers that's going to bring out more cards, and then having Slug denying card draw alongside the Poutine being a barrier, both being barrier. You're going to have to commit a lot of combo power into swinging into the 3-drop Slug, because I'm probably just going to reply with either a Vados auto to combo from the drop area or combo more skill assists from my hand and put more bodies on field that you have to deal with.
I cannot remember. Can Demigra's -3 get past barrier?
It can blow up something, blow up one card just straight up, and then one card 3 or less ignoring barrier.
So when Jimmy was swinging at Demigra, you could have used Demigra's auto to take life instead.
Yeah, we actually talked about that when he swung at it. I actually forgot.
Okay.
In the moment, I forgot, and I realized that afterwards. Because I was like, "Crap!" I realized that this new leader doesn't self-awaken, so I should have paid more attention.
I think that's a trade out too. Like when you're going so consistently with a deck, and you go, you know what, I need to try a new leader. This isn't working as much as I want it to, and then you gotta remember the changes you made and how much that affects the deck from here on out. Like you said, you don't self awaken anymore. So
yeah. I was just out of practice where I haven't played in like almost a month.
yeah,
Switching the leader.
Yeah, this was our first tournament back after all of the holidays. We tried to stay somewhat consistent in meeting up and playing, but we couldn't get the full group out to do so.
You guys meet up more than
which
once?
is understandable. I mean, we met up once.
Once, okay. I mean, I met up once. I mean, that's all I know. So I just had to make
sure. Yeah. Just the guys don't tell him we met up like every day. We didn't invite him.
Man, I had COVID.
Yeah, COVID Croft. Which also just kept removing my Ox Kings. Every time I would board one, you were like, hey, I'm just going to use this extra card to blast the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't really give him a choice, though. It's only non-binary card.
Yeah, you're right. But still, I'm upset about it.
Good.
Which you did spark that there to put you in awakening range, and then you also got to remove a card. So it was probably good value. Go ahead and burning the sparking at that point. But I was really worried about floodgate type negates, especially greens, that will stop me or really punish me for turning cards sideways, because I need that slug sideways at all times. And it sometimes hurts because I have to make the choice, if he's going to play Bupo on me, do I want the hand denial on his side, or do I want the draw from my leader? Which, again, both could win or lose me the game in certain situations.
Yeah. It's a hard card to try to get rid of, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How that feels?
Also, that did not feel very good. I wasn't really relying on the Unison. It wasn't like, when he took it, it definitely hurt, but I wasn't like, okay, I just lost the game because of that. But damn, that's the first time that I've ever had my Unison stolen was from Jason playing Gabito Kai, and that happened twice in one night. Every time I've run into that card, they've never done the Unison stealing part. They're just like, okay, don't attack with battle cards for the turn. I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. But then he's like, nah, give me that shit. And then, like, every time I'm like, yo, like,
I mean, you're tapping his blocker.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Kabito Guy, I think it's just, as far as green goes, at least for me, it's the most helpful, because even when I play, let's just say I play red, taking people's unisons, especially in red that rely on their unisons, really helps me out. Like when I played Steven, I think after this match, he couldn't get a unison at all in his match, and then when he finally got it, I just took it from him.
It's just gross. That card is exponentially better in the like blue and green matchups, where they run a lot of the Unison supporter cards. Where I don't run any of or I only run a couple of the Unison supporter cards, the SS Vegeta, the blocker that taps down. Which I do think I have one of those in my hand at this point, which it sucked to have that be a dead card now. But in the blue matchups, if you snatch a Unison and they've got a handful of God Sealing techniques, it's like, that's the equivalent of basically making them discard how many God Sealings in hand, because they're completely useless other than combo power.
So, I'm sure Jimmy may have negated if you did this, but with a 40k battle card, you could have swung into Slug. And then you could have comboed afterwards.
I could have. I don't remember why I didn't.
I feel like it's one of those things where, because every time you've done it so far, you go to draw a card and you're like, oh shit, I can't do that. And it might be that mentality where it's a card you don't really have a lot of experience with, and it just slips your mind. It's my assumption.
It could be. Usually, when I pull out a big card like that that's got 40k, I usually always go after their life, and then I'll try to use a different card to go after their battle cards. But it probably would have helped out if I did it that way.
That I think that's certainly a holdover from playing Swap Broly for so long, and
Yeah,
you just going for the throw all the time. It's hard to break that habit, and it was really interesting when you were talking about building this deck and being such a far cry from what Broly was.
definitely.
Like, I don't know, it's really cool seeing that transition, and I think you're adapting to it fairly quickly from playing such an aggressive deck for so long.
Yeah, because
yeah.
I've always played Broly, Red Broly. There was a couple of decks I played before that, but Broly's been my main. So yeah, I'm definitely in that mentality where I just go as hard as I can. And now playing this deck, I've definitely slowed down a little bit, and then actually tried to use some type of strategy.
Jimmy, it's coming up now.
So yeah, I know that's what I was trying to say. God damn it, man!
Okay.
Shut the fuck up. So I do make a pretty massive misplay here. We do catch it before the turn even ends. So if you're not familiar with Forbidden Power, if your leader card is yellow and it's your turn, you get to tap something down ignoring barrier and give a battle card plus 10,000 power. I skimmed the card, read activate battle, and went, okay, this works on both turns, and did not read the rest of the skill cost. So we do walk it back eventually in this turn. I do combo off 2 cards to equal the 10k that Forbidden Power would have been, and we do untap the Goku. So we do catch it. I know somebody's still going to leave a comment on it, and Bancroft, do you have that picture of the pig shitting on its balls?
No, I don't. And why would I have a picture of that?
I don't know. You just seem like the kind of person that would. But yeah, we do catch it right here, and I do combo off those extra cards, which I would have really liked to have those cards in my hand. But if somebody does comment about it, just link them to the picture of the pig shitting on its balls.
Maybe Productions on Attack, whoever that is, could do that.
Who's that? I bet he's sexy as hell. I don't know who that is.
Back to the game. Finding another way to tap down the Krillin is just so clutch for Whis in this situation. And Yellow's so good at just keeping your opponent's board to where you want it. It's like just in rest mode, and I know you have the ability to do energy as well with certain cards.
The energy, I mean, pretty much that's just Bergamo, which is a one of. But Whis, I get a lot of flack for it, but I really compare this deck a lot to something like Icarus, where Icarus is more just good yellow cards deck. It still relies on a lot of the strategies that Whis does in terms of controlling the board with Poutines, controlling the draws with Slug, stuff of that nature. And where you do kind of get the skillless draw package, I just it's like a diet Icarus. In a way, and it still feels really, really powerful to play Whis, and it's a much cheaper deck to build, to be completely honest. So if you're really interested in playing Icarus, try playing Whis, because it's more fun, and Whis is a cooler character than Gohan's bitch ass. So here I was checking your drop area, because I have run into a lot of people running the drop area negates from set 7, if I'm correct. And I was really scared of seeing a drop area negate, because you had 3 cards in hand at this time, and I was going to try to force you to discard those out just to get the cell swing. But I was really scared of you being able to do a negate from the drop area.
You do have to discard a card to do that, though.
Yeah, I remember that afterwards.
Okay.
But I was just so scared, and knowing Jason, he always will just be like, hey, what do you think of this card? And it's like, oh, that card's bad. And then he plays it on you, and you're like, well, shit, maybe I lied to your face. Like, so I could not remember if that was one of the many cards that he's asked about, and I said was shit, and I didn't want to have shit smeared in my face like that pig's balls.
With that being said, thank you for the opportunity again. Keep minders button symbol on the screen while Fluff does the outro.
Hey, thanks again for stopping by and watching the video. Another great game on our hands here. As always, read your cards, know your plays. Let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to. And as always, Fluff out.